This is my I almost said 1982 TE72 Toyota Corolla wagon. My name's Kat. I'm DJ's girlfriend. Oh yeah, I bought it from Austin from Scared 2 podcast. He's really cool. He's a good friend of someone, not me, but he's a cool guy. It has long champs on it. DJ got me a really cool new steering wheel. It's an Nardi. It's a wood grain Nardi, which is nice. Very pretty. I like it a lot. It's really fun. It's easy enough to drive, which is cool because I'm like, I know how to drive stick, but I'm not like that good at it. So hopefully someday I will be. The driver's seat, just because it leans back and I sit so upright when I drive, but it's just because the seat's broken. So that'll get fixed and it's fine. There's like lots of plans for it to look really pretty and nice. One of my customers at my coffee shop actually offered to give me a Beams motor to swap it because he just has one in his garage like doing nothing, and he was like, yeah, like that's sick, you can have this. And I was like, maybe someday. Dude, I don't know. It's super, like there's not a lot of interior, so it's super like loud and rattly. It sounds like you're rolling around in like a tin can, which is, it's kind of fun. It's kind of cool. The heater recently stopped working, but that's okay because the sun's making an appearance, which is cool. It's really low. We've replaced the oil pan on it once already, and I've only had it since like, what, September or something. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna replace all the suspension on it soon, stuff like that. It's gonna look really pretty. I plan on like painting everything, so that'll be like a really cool thing to do. I hope that it like turns out really nice. I'm gonna like take my fucking time because I want it to look really nice. I'll take color suggestions. I'm kind of thinking like an orange or yellow, but I'll take color suggestions because that's always fun. Replace a lot of the interior, like the carpet and headliner and stuff like that. But a lot of that I feel like will probably be very like crafty and DIY to a point. So I don't know, it'll be fun. I'm excited.
Okay, so now we're gonna do what we normally do, and me and DJ are gonna take off and leave Kat here, and we're gonna experience what it's like to drive this thing on one of the sickest roads in Washington.
I'm already pretty experienced in how this thing drives, so I'm kind of gonna show Quentin the ropes on proper conduct.
We'll take care of it.
I'll explain some things as well along the way. But first you should hear this thing start up from the outside. Now, you don't have to go to the back of the car because that's not where the exhaust comes from. So inside it's not super loud idling. It's a pretty loud car. Basically it's just there's like a foot of exhaust pipe that's just missing, just because when Austin had it, he just kept breaking that piece off, and he's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna leave it off. It's real slow, but this car is the ultimate proof that you do not need to be fast to have fun. The shifter on this T50 is the loosest, like, that's first gear. It's about 35 miles an hour right there.
How's that seat?
It's pretty bad. There's some boxes stacked behind it, but the right side, like the rail, just doesn't exist, so there's nothing holding you up. Like, if you just lean back in the seat, your body just twists that way.
This spot's notorious for scraping on a lot of the cars we've driven on this road, so
I'm taking it pretty slow. The oil pan is the lowest part of this car, so that's pretty cool. Thanks Toyota for that one. You know, if you're just careful with it, it's not a big deal. You gotta love those fucking crackles. The burbles, they're so good. Struts in the front are completely blown, like they're doing nothing. It's all spring, so as you can tell, it's quite bouncy in here because there's nothing absorbing the shock. It's just, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. We have new struts and smaller lowering blocks and new springs. going in soon. It all just showed up in the mail. There's some bumps for you. Smooth ride. It heel and toes really nicely. The pedals are spaced perfectly for heel toe. The only problem is you'll never need to. But you know what this thing has on my Civic? 5th gear. It's got one of those. Definitely does not corner very well. No, it does not.
I can feel that.
Yeah. All of the power is in the mid-range, so you'll accelerate and you feel like, okay, I'm building speed, and then it just gets so much louder, but it feels like you're slowing down. So like, it really only benefits you to short shift it. Like, revving it all the way out does almost nothing. In fact, putting your foot on the pedal does almost nothing. Oh, when we're stopped, I'll show you the horn so you can hear it. Fuck, come on. Try not to get run over out here. Yeah, just gotta be a little careful. Take it the long way if you can.
Alright, first thing I notice is that there's no tack.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
Nah, you don't need that where we're going. Oh yeah, so it has these like Californian style mirrors, and they're not really useful. Here, look out of this. This like Broadway mirror works way better. Take that as long as possible. The slope. Hey, we made it.
Damn, the mirror's dope.
Yeah,
and the back hatch. The back hatch is dope too, because you can just see the whole fucking road.
Yeah. Roll up the window so I can hear you.
Yeah. The car feels super light, which it is.
It is, yeah.
Like you can just tell as soon as you get in it, like you drive a little bit of a ways, you can just tell it's light as fuck. Funny thing is that usually when me and DJ drive cars on this road, we're like waiting for like a good opening so that we have a lot of room in the gap between us and the next car, so that we can go fast. But I'm worried about the car behind us catching up to us, because I'm gonna have to take some of these corners so slow and cautious because of how low it is. The steering is so sloppy, it's like my fucking F350.
It is, yeah. Yeah, that's false information right there. We're maybe going 50.
Yeah, you're very right about just fucking with the shifter.
Yeah, it's so fun.
It's fun because it's nice, like you said, it's tight, and well, it's not tight, but it's like it pops right into gear. And downshifting and just letting off the gas and listening to the burbles is really addicting.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the burbles are the best part.
Yeah.
And like, you're just constantly wanting to downshift to hear it.
I can't get over the mirror.
It's like, I have the wing mirror in my Civic. I can see fucking everything.
I can just like look directly ahead.
Yeah.
And out of my peripherals, I can see out the back window.
Yeah.
The thing that stands out the most to me, I think, is how light the car is.
Yeah, it's very evident just from driving it.
Yeah. It really feels like a tin can. If this car had like really nice suspension and a tight steering rack and all that good stuff, it'd be so sick.
You probably can't tell on camera, but it stepped out a little bit there. Just a tiny bit. It's open diff, so like it's not gonna really come out unless you huck it, but it was just wet enough.
It's like popping popcorn. And stepping on the throttle is like when you do the little shaky with the... before, and I didn't drive it for very long, but it's pretty much the same thing. It's like, it's a blast to drive just because it's like a tin can, and it's noisy and like burbly and fun, but it definitely needs some upgrades to like drive it spiritedly, you know?
Oh, definitely.
There's two parts to having fun when you drive,
Yeah.
and one is like, oh fuck, this car is so cool, and this car has that.
Oh yeah.
But like the performance part is not so much there.
Definitely not. And Austin, the previous owner, he dailied this, like this was his daily driver.
What?
Yeah, sometimes it just, when you shut it off, it just stays running.
That's fun.
It's not impossible to daily at all, but it's like... he's fixing his parking spot. Quentin gave his final words on the car. I kind of just agree. It's... Oh, maybe. Yeah, you're good, dude. It has all the cool factor, but basically none of the go factor. Like, it's not fast, it doesn't handle well, it's not comfortable to drive, but it looks so sick and you just feel so cool and you have so much fun driving around anyway. It's just a blast to drive because it's horrible to drive, if that makes sense. I love this car. I'm so glad Kat has it. I'm so glad she's really passionate about making it awesome. And I cannot wait to start working on this thing. Can't wait to start making Kat work on this thing.
I'm excited too.
Yeah.
I'm excited to work on it.
She is.
I am too.
I am too.
Thank you guys for watching. Thanks to the patrons. I'm too awkward for this.